It's time for the moment you've been waiting for. Da, 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 da,
Welcome back, WSCT family, and allow me to introduce you to our brand new, fresh out of the box induction burner. Now we can finally create more epic food and reach that huge goal of 100 subscribers. Which leads me to my next point, that we will be having a huge mustache reveal at 100 subs, so make sure to slap like now and subscribe. This week, we're traveling to a little place south of the Mason-Dixon called Baltimore, Maryland, to a restaurant known by locals as Woodberry Kitchen, where renowned pastry chef Duff Goldman claims that the best dessert he's ever consumed is from the CMP. Now, CMP stands for chocolate, marshmallow, and peanuts, so naturally, let's start off by making some sugar glass. To start, we're going to combine 1 cup of sugar and about 1/3 cup of water on medium heat. Avoid stirring it with any sort of utensil so as to avoid recrystallization, but once it is golden and not quite brown yet, go ahead and pour it onto a pan or one of these silt pads like I have. Now we're going to let that cool for a couple of hours. In the meantime, we're going to start on our chocolate ganache. I'm using semi-sweet Ghirardelli for this, but you could use whatever you want. Simply give it a rough chop and get it into a bowl while we prepare our heavy cream. We're going to be scalding it, which means to bring it up to just under boiling. Once you've scalded your cream, the rest is really quite simple. You just pour it over your chocolate and give it a nice stirring, and bada bing, bada boom, you just made ganache. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I could definitely just eat this stuff straight out of this bowl and end the episode here, but we are on our way to something really exceptional, so I shall resist. Now let's make some ice cream. Start by simmering 2 cups of heavy cream, a cup of whole milk, 2/3 cup of sugar, and 1/8 teaspoon of fine sea salt until the sugar has dissolved, or for about 5 minutes. In a separate bowl, go ahead and whisk the yolks of 3 eggs, and then slowly whisk in about 1/3 of the milk mixture to temper the eggs. This will prevent cooking the eggs and having an omelet-flavored ice cream. Now add back the egg and milk mixture to the rest of the gang and slowly heat it up to 170 degrees Fahrenheit, after which we will strain it and let it cool while we start on our marshmallow element of the dish. Now to create marshmallow fluff, we must first heat up 3/4 of a cup of sugar and corn syrup along with 1/3 cup of water to 240 degrees Fahrenheit. While that's heating up, we're going to combine 3 egg whites, which we have conveniently saved from earlier, along with 1/2 teaspoon of cream of tartar into the bowl of our stand mixer, and then whisk on high until we have achieved stiff peaks. And no, that is not sexual at all, you disgusting animals. Now once your sugar mixture has hit 240 degrees, remove it from the heat and very slowly and carefully pour it into your egg whites in a steady stream. Leave your mixer on until the sides of the bowl have cooled off dramatically, and you should be left with perfect marshmallow fluff. Feel free to add in some vanilla extract like I did as well for some additional flavor. Now let's get back to that sugar glass from earlier. Woodberry Kitchen creates a thin sheet of sugar glass that they seal to the top of the CMP with a butane torch. Now I'm no sugar glass expert as you were about to witness, but let's start by creating a circular mold of sorts for our sugar discs. Our goal here is to take this quote-unquote hard crack sugar and make it into a sugar powder. We'll do so by breaking it up and then using a blender to pulverize it. Once we've got a really fine powder, we're going to use our handcrafted mold to create a perfectly round disc, but then realized that the mold didn't really do much at all, so just ditch that idea and make a couple more discs, but just botched that, and I guess realized that this is the beginning of the end. And as you can see, after reheating the sugar in the oven, this didn't really work out for me too well. So we're just going to call it a bust and just use this sugar glass as shards, which Woodberry has done also, so I really don't feel too bad about it. Now all that we have left to get done is our ice cream. Once our ice cream mixture has cooled off for at least 2 hours, we're going to add it into our ice cream making machine and let it solidify for at least 20 minutes or until it looks like, you guessed it, ice cream. And after remembering the entire pea element of our dish still remains to be prepared, let's go ahead and chop up some peanuts and then combine with honey to create wet peanuts. Unless, of course, you are deathly allergic to peanuts, in which case I would advise to skip this step entirely. Now, all that is left is to combine our ingredients, starting with a layer of our wet peanuts, followed by a smothering of chocolate ganache, a spattering of ice cream, a gob of marshmallow fluff, and topped off with a totally successful glass shard of sugar, leaving us with a moderately adequate rendition of the best dessert both Chef Duff Goldman and myself have ever had. This dessert is amazing, and I definitely did a decent job of recreating it, but nothing compares to the original, so if you ever find yourself in Baltimore, go treat yourself to one of these and let me know when you do. That's all for now. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.